This video addresses only agency relationships between you, your real estate agent, and their company. The concept of facilitator, transaction broker, brokerage services, or other non-agency relationships is not discussed. Whether you're looking for a new home or are getting ready to sell your present home, today's fast-changing real estate market offers many choices for working with a real estate agent and his or her company to accomplish your goals. That's why it's so important for you to understand how agency, the relationship between you, the real estate company, and your agent, really works.
Traditionally, real estate agents and their company have worked for and represented the sellers in real estate transactions. This was true whether the agent had the home listed for sale or the agent assisted the buyers in purchasing a new home. Unless otherwise disclosed, real estate companies were legally bound to represent the sellers. A survey conducted by the Federal Trade Commission back in 1983 showed that 57% of the buyers believed that their agent represented them. And even more interesting was the fact that 74% of the sellers perceived that the agent who worked with the buyers represented the buyers instead of the seller. Neither of these perceptions were true then, and they're certainly not true now.
Today, the real estate company and your agent may act exclusively on behalf of and in the best interest of the sellers when listing a property. This is called exclusive seller agency. Act exclusively on behalf of and in the best interest of the buyers when selling them a property. This is called exclusive buyer agency. Or represent both the sellers and the buyers in the same transaction as limited dual agents when buyers purchase a home that is listed with the company with which they have a buyer agency contract. This is called consensual dual agency and applies only to this type of in-house sale. Above all, disclosing the agency relationship to all parties involved in the real estate transaction is not only required by law in most states, it's an ethical obligation of all real estate agents.
Both you and your real estate agent need to understand the responsibilities you have to each other. These fiduciary duties, or trust relationships, form the agency between you, the real estate company, and your agent. Agency can be created through a written contract or state laws, or implied merely by words or conduct. Under the rules of agency, the real estate company and your agent owe you these fiduciary duties. Your real estate agent must be loyal at all times and act in your best interests. Your real estate agent must obey and fulfill all your lawful instructions. Your real estate agent is obligated to safeguard your confidences, including things such as your urgency to buy or sell and the circumstances surrounding your move. Your real estate agent will exercise reasonable care and diligence in working with you in pursuing any questions you have regarding your purchase or sale. Your real estate agent is accountable for handling all paperwork and funds promptly, making sure the correct signatures are in place, and presenting all offers in a timely manner. Besides these fiduciary duties, other obligations between parties may be set forth in specific provisions of the listing contract or the buyer agency contract.
From the standpoint of selling a home, the agency relationship between you and a real estate company is pretty straightforward. When you list your home for sale, you employ the real estate company as a seller's representative. A seller's agent acts exclusively on behalf of and in the best interests of sellers. Your contract will describe the work to be performed, the duration of the contract, under what condition fees will be earned, and to whom fees will be paid. Your real estate agent will discuss those duties during the review of the listing contract with you. Be sure to read the contract carefully and to ask questions at this time.
When you're interested in buying a home, the agency relationship between you and a real estate company can be a little more complex. Although buyer representation is a fairly new concept to many people, it has been in existence for many years. Today, you can employ a real estate company as buyer's representative. A buyer's agent acts exclusively on behalf of and in the best interest of buyers. The services that your real estate agent will provide to you will be described in detail in a buyer's contract. The contract will describe the duties of both parties, the duration of the contract, under what conditions fees will be earned, to whom fees will be paid, and by whom. As buyers, you may instruct your real estate agent to do other things, including making your interest in buying a specific type of property known to other real estate companies. Your agent can show you property listed with his or her company, properties listed with cooperating real estate companies, and, with permission, properties that are for sale by owner.
Because the real estate company you have selected is in the business of listing property to sell, there may be a time when you wish to purchase a home listed by that company, the same company acting as your buyer's representative. In this case, the purchase of the home would be referred to as an in-house sale. Because both the sellers and the buyers have contracts signed with the same company, a dual or limited agency is created. Many states have passed legislation providing for appointed or designated agency. This concept allows that your agent could represent you exclusively, even in the in-house sale. Dual agency would occur only when you were interested in a property which your individual agent has listed. If your agent's real estate company offers appointed or designated agency, your written consent is required. The possibility of this dual agency must be agreed to prior to the listing of your home for sale or the signing of a buyer brokerage contract. In addition, the dual agency must be agreed to again prior to any negotiation or acceptance of the purchase agreement on the in-house listing. This agreement is called informed consent and is required in order to meet disclosure laws in most states. The dual agency agreement you will sign will describe the duties owed to both parties, including disclosure of any material defects in the property, treating all parties honestly, disclosure of the qualifications of the buyer to buy and the seller to sell, assistance in the property inspections that may be required, and diligence in facilitating the sale of the property after the purchase agreement or the sales contract has been accepted.
However, in dual agency, real estate agents cannot disclose to either the sellers or the buyers the following information: the motivation of the sellers to sell or motivation of the buyers to buy, price or terms either party may offer or accept, other than those in the listing contract or purchase agreement, the negotiating strategy of either party, or any confidential information that would jeopardize the position of either party, unless express written permission has been given by the buyers and/or sellers. Your real estate agent and his or her company will make every effort to remain impartial to both the buyers and the sellers throughout the transaction, and will not represent the interest of either party to the detriment of the other.
Often the question is asked, if we want buyer representation, who pays the fee? Or if a buyer's agent sells my home, do we as sellers pay the fee, or do the buyers pay their real estate agent themselves? The answer is simple. The traditional means of compensating your real estate agent from the proceeds of the sale still applies. When the property is listed for sale, the fee due your agent is negotiated between the listing and selling companies. If the property is unlisted, or if you will be paying your buyer's agent directly, the exact amounts to be paid will be clearly outlined in your buyer agency contract.
The process of buying or selling a home is very complex. It's filled with legal terminology, forms you may think are overly complicated, laws that differ from state to state, and varying local regulations.
Carefully read all contracts and disclosures before you sign them. Make sure the documents express your complete understanding of the relationship between you, the real estate company, and your agent. Your real estate company specializes only in real estate services. If you need information regarding legal or tax matters, building, engineering, or environmental inspections, or any other items, contact a competent professional in one of those fields for advice.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, your satisfaction is important to the real estate agent working for you. Your agent can show you the benefits of working together to make sure your home buying or home selling experience is everything you expect it to be.